Today we continue our focus on the theme Called and Sent to Love and Serve with Generosity. We're hearing each other's stories, sharing information, and reflecting on our values. We're thinking about how we're part of what God is doing in the world. So when it comes to generosity, please use these next few weeks to consider where you've been, where you're going, and how you might get there. For even generosity is a journey.
One of the memories I have from when I was about 12 or 13 years old is that every Saturday night I would notice that on the corner of my dad's dresser was an envelope, a church envelope, and that envelope was always filled and ready to go for the next morning. There were 8 of us kids, so Sunday mornings were kind of hectic around there, and Mom and Dad had that envelope ready to take to church with them in the morning. We were part of a congregation at that time that was called a mission congregation, and my parents were very supportive of that mission, and so the envelope was very important to them. Years later, when I'm in seminary and we got to talking about fulfilling our good intentions, things like giving first fruits, I realized that I had an example back then of doing just that. Not long after those times when I saw that envelope there, I was confirmed. And actually, back then, on confirmation day, you got your own box of envelopes, and you were expected to use them. So from my job as a farmhand for Bill Gettinger, plowing fields, slopping hogs, I gave part of my offering to the church with those envelopes. So I guess I go back about 70 years of doing that. No longer use the envelopes except for occasional offerings, since we give now from our QCD, our Qualified Charitable Disbursements from our IRA. But for many, many years, those envelopes were how we gave our offerings, how we fulfilled our good intentions, how we tried to give first fruits.
I think that generosity is something that I have learned from examples set by others. I think it's generosity is one that you either learn from being on the giving end of it or on the receiving end. And an example that I can, that is in my brain from an early age it was a Wednesday night. I think I was maybe middle school and my brother was in high school. And my parents came home with a couple grocery bags, these paper bags full of groceries. And they asked us, they gave my brother the keys to my mom's car and said, go deliver these for us. Here's the address. Go take these to a family. So we got in the car and went to a neighborhood that we hadn't been in before. And we delivered these grocery bags to these parents. They were extremely grateful. They had kids running around in this house of theirs. I forget how many kids, maybe 4 or 5 kids running around. And my brother and I left that night with the realization that we just delivered food for this family to have Thanksgiving the next day. So it wasn't just a Wednesday, any time of the year. It was the night before Thanksgiving. And looking back now, I think my parents wanted us to experience handing that family food so that they could put food on the table the next day for Thanksgiving to share that meal with each other. I can contribute and help others by whether it's donating time, donating money, and helping out in any way that I can to help others share my talents, share my treasures and time to help others and give what I can to others.
So my mom, usually every year she does this thing that raises money for the homeless. It's called Dancing with the Stars, and she just dances with partners or a partner, and people vote like who they want to win, and they cash in money. So like that money goes to the Center for the Homeless. And then another one is my grandpa works at Cultivate, and like he helps out like kids that like need food for the weekends. And then I remember here at the church, we like several years ago, we packed bags for like the homeless shelter, like socks and stuff, and like toothbrushes and toothpaste. And like we drove around trying to find homeless shelters. Instead of giving them money, we gave them bags of what we packed.